All right, more hopeful rumors for a Superman film. And I get this from Cosmic Bug Knows, who gets it from who? The Lords of the Long Box YouTube channel. But, apparently they have sources, so we'll go with it. But a lot of this stands to reason. The reason some of these rumors come and go, and I just don't bother, or I'll pass on it, or what have you. But there's a certain logic to this idea in recent events with HBO Max and the Snyder Cut. And that some of provided Snyder Cut is successful. It means it's really got to bring some people in. There's the curiosity factor, and it piqued some interest. But it's a year away, more or less. And so that'll be the final, the judgment on this about how popular it performs. And then that could lead to these other films. They seem to be going full steam ahead, though. I mean, because you got to plan ahead. I mean, Snyder Cut, they're going to work on it and turn it into this miniseries, I believe. But at the meantime, the other films to follow it up, you're going to have to put that on the fast track to get this whole DCEU franchise for HBO Max. So anyway, the latest rumor is that a Man of Steel film, that AT&T wants it, with possibly having Dwayne Johnson play his Black Adam character in it. My guess it would be a cameo, more or less, and that there would be this clash between the two for the Black Adam film, or in Shazam 2, or a third Shazam film, or second Black Adam film. However they want to do this, but there will be a conflict between the characters of Black Adam and Superman. So the rumor from Lords of the Long Box comes along with recent news of Henry Cavill returning as Superman, with Warner Brothers saying they have no plans to make Man of Steel 2. But that's Warner Brothers. AT&T is the real power here, and of late they've been very positive on DCEU properties. Whereas Warner Brothers was always of the let's move on type thing. And before the merger was complete and everything, AT&T was rather silent until lately. So whatever words that comes out of Warner Brothers probably won't amount to a whole lot. And if things are separated between HBO Max and whatever Warner Brothers does for films in and of itself, there is that separation, even though, of course, AT&T is ultimately in charge. But they're banking on HBO Max to come through and be a smashing success because they got a lot of debt. They need to make some money. And there's a lot of fan interest in, of course, Snyder Cut and what all that entails. And so, of course, it stands to reason that they would jump on this. So the rumor, AT&T doesn't want to scrap Zack Snyder's DCEU and wants to move forward with it, because for all intents and purposes, it seemed like it was scrapped. All that was left was Wonder Woman and Aquaman. So Grace Randolph, another one who keeps popping up, but occasionally some of those rumors lead to things that turn out to be true. And also, I'm more of what seems reasonable or real here. This is more likely than the rumor about, which is Ryan Reynolds being Green Lantern again. It could happen, I suppose, but it's the one that's least likely. But anyway, they want Zack Snyder to include seeds for the Man of Steel 2 and Justice League 2. So the Snyder Cut, that's part of the stuff that they're adding in now because they want to build up this franchise for HBO Max. So if he's doing that, then that means there would be a Man of Steel 2. Justice League 2, I expected, somewhat based on whether or not it performs well, but also put that in there so that it's ready to go should they get the green light to do that. But also Man of Steel 2. So if they would do that to come out of it, in the meantime, you have maybe those rumors about Henry doing cameos in other films. Then that would be more of a setup for it as the growing anticipation for a Superman film. After you've seen him, of course, we will see him in Snyder Cut, but would he show up in films like Aquaman 2 and Shazam 2 and that sort of thing? Then, that builds it up. So AT&T has strong faith in the Snyder Cut, says Mikey Sutton of the Lords of the Long blog. The social media response from the fans has been have them thrilled about how they can expand the franchise. So I suppose this could happen, but the thing of it is I wondered what the Man of Steel 2 could be about. The main villain that I would really like to see him go up against is Brainiac, because we never got to see that in the films. It came close with the behind-the-scenes work on Superman 3 with Christopher Reeve, but it didn't turn out that way. But today, with the technology and everything you got, it would be great. And also, I think is a great villain to tie into the overall Darkseid story that Zack Snyder was developing. And that you could have it revealed in that Brainiac was coming to collect Metropolis for his collection of cities from doomed worlds. And at the end, Superman realizes that's what Brainiac was doing, even though he defeats him and everything. And then that opens it up that, oh crap, there's a bigger threat, and the Earth is in dire straits and danger. And all of that. And there was rumors about people wanting Feora to return and reprise her role, since she could have survived in the Phantom Zone at the end of Man of Steel, and Zack Snyder even admitted to such. And so that she could have played a role in a storyline involving Brainiac, since the city of Kandor was stolen by him from Krypton, and that's Zod's hometown. I don't know if it was hers, but certainly she wants revenge for Zod's death. But also this could involve, and it's maybe a situation where she is forced to help Superman fight Brainiac. You don't know. As for Black Adam appearing in a film like that, I think that would be more of a cameo and nod to the shared DCEU. But it would probably be better if they could manage a Black Adam film facing off with Superman within the same amount of time span by the time a Man of Steel film. Because Black Adam is supposed to have started production this year, but of course the outbreak postponed that. So a Black Adam film would come out before a Man of Steel one would. Although that seemed to involve more of a conflict between Black Adam and the Justice Society and all that type of stuff, and would eventually lead to the Shazam films. But maybe there would be another one. I don't know. And this is the timing and how to make this work and come together, and how it fits in with the overall ultimate outcome of the Justice League versus Darkseid is a bit of a problem. So a Brainiac movie would have to share time with a Black Adam conflict. But I'm thinking along the lines of that it would be rather short and quick, and it's just an acknowledgement between the two that they live in the same world. But it would be better if there was a bigger conflict between the two in another film. And Brainiac would become into part of all of that. But, yes, the artwork of... I didn't realize this, but Cosmic Book News says Dwayne Johnson, who, no doubt about it, is a big backer for Henry Cavill returning as Superman, and he has a lot of power in Hollywood. He's a bankable star and has proven himself over and over again in that regard. And the idea that he wants Cavill as Superman, and he's a big Superman fan anyway. So he apparently commissioned this image that Boss Logic does, this fantastic Photoshop artist, and you see a lot of his cool work. He even did a Snyder Cut poster. And this is like a scene of a devastated Metropolis again. But instead of Zod, it's Black Adam. And there's Superman hovering over it and all that. And so the idea that he commissioned this guy to do it tells you all you need to know, that yes, Dwayne Johnson would like to see this depicted in a film. And so there you go. As to how that would happen in Man of Steel 2, or perhaps Man of Steel 3. But I would think when you have too many villains in a film, it kind of crowds it out. That Man of Steel 2 is about Superman fighting Black Adam. I wouldn't be too crazy about that. Him appearing in it as a cameo that acknowledges and it opens up for another film, or a film that I would rather had already happened, where Superman dealt with him. But there's a timeline here between Justice League and to the part where they have to deal with Darkseid. So a lot of these films details their adventures they're having in between the two, but how far and how long would you go? And I think a Brainiac film would be very significant to that storyline in revealing what the ultimate threat is. At the end of Snyder Cut, apparently they do see Darkseid through the boom tube after Steppenwolf is defeated and apparently beheaded by Wonder Woman. So they know there's something to this, but I don't know that it clarifies that they know exactly what it's all about. Maybe when Batman meets the Green Lanterns and they explain it more, and Wonder Woman sees the old paintings of Darkseid, and then slowly but surely they all get a nod to this, and I think Superman confronts more information through Brainiac. And you get to Justice League 2, where they take on Darkseid. So, but before you get to that, where do you squeeze in the battle between Black Adam and Superman? Somewhere along the lines you could, but there's not a whole lot of room. So, but anyway, yeah, I think there's something to this. It stands to reason that with AT&T's excitement and their needs for HBO Max to be this huge success and a draw, they need a series of some sort that's exciting. They're going to need more than just that. They'll have to develop other things, but for this franchise and to keep it rolling, and they've already got, for the most part, this massive story that Zack Snyder already shot. So this is what they're dealing with. And so there is some amount of credibility here, especially with Dwayne Johnson being very positive about Henry Cavill as Superman and all that. For right now, it appears to be full steam ahead. So I think there definitely is something to this. As for Man of Steel 2, that there definitely will be one. As for Zack Snyder directing it, I don't know. He would definitely be producing it. But whether they'll let J.J. Abrams direct it, I guess they could. I mean, that was the latest rumor, but before all this blew up, I think that's somewhat in doubt as far as him doing his own Superman that's separate and everything. However, if it were this standalone film separate from the DCU, very much like the Matt Reeves Batman film, they might do that, where there's this separation, where HBO Max is primarily the home of DCEU, and these films of DC superheroes would be something else. That being said, we don't know what the situation is with theaters. I mean, after the outbreak, AMC theaters is in dire straits and may not survive, which means they were in pretty bad shape before the outbreak, but nevertheless, they couldn't take this kind of a disruption of their business. And Cinemark is not doing any better, really. A little better than they are, but that's not saying much. So is there a structure for theatrical releases, And so, I don't know. So all that is up in the air, so it makes it difficult for them to navigate this because they just don't know. But they do know they want HBO Max to succeed, and they really need it to. So looks like DCEU is at home at HBO Max for the time being. All right. Thank you for watching and listening. Why not like and subscribe and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores and have plenty of goodies for you. Hats, mugs, stickers, posters, all that goody stuff. Plus, you can head over to IndiePlanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book Night Night. Oh, yeah. Plus, you can also catch my podcast, Mr. Nailsin Show, over at RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on my channel at BitChute. That's the Mr. Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.